Greetings, family. What's good, collective? So this morning I'm just feeling the channel come through really heavy from the Spirit, the Most High, the Most High. And this is part of the message. Part of the message, I'm just going to flow with it. So we give thanks for revelation. We give thanks for clarity. We give thanks for divine revelation that sets us free. So we've heard people say, like, my truth, you know, I want to speak my truth. And there are definitely moments where I understand what people are trying to say. They're trying to speak from their experience. And that is absolutely relevant and useful, assuming that they're aligning with the plumb line of righteous truth. So what I mean by that is, like, and that also means that it also it also is dependent on if there's a clear channel, like as in the channel is clear and healed and pure and allowing for the message to come through without the impact, the influence of the wounding or the misconceptions that can happen along the way. Because this realm that we are in and these human vessels that our spirit man is living within, these human vessels are carrying with it, these earth suits are carrying with it misconceptions, like passed down trauma, passed down wounding, bad habits, bad learned behavior, toxic narratives. And some of these, I was thinking about, this is one of the downloads that was coming through, is like what this realm does with like, think about what this realm does with music. It's like those of us that love music, and it's like we're just like our creator in that way, because the sound is the essence of creation. It's the elixir of creation. And so for those of us that love music, it's because it's just that ancient knowledge, that root back to divine knowingness and divine connection. And then what does the corruption of this realm do? It takes it and tries to package it into something and tries to, you know, and manipulates it and tries to own people's voices. I don't know if you've heard JoJo's story, but that's, you know, all those contracts in the whatever 80s and 90s, these music tycoons who really just like objectified people's talent and like use them. I'm trying, you know, the HO word, you know, PIMP word, like that's what they were doing with people's talents. And that's the same thing that they do with sexuality. Those people that I just spelled out, you know, with sexuality, that's what they do. 333s as I look up. And it's what religion does with God. It takes the essence of this truth, tries to package it in such a way where it can sell it to people and not quite give the fullness of the story, where they will actually reside in the freedom, the totality of freedom. And one good way that you can find out if you're gathering of faith community people, one way you can, because it's like, how do you know then? How do you know? Do we just throw the whole thing out? Because it also says don't stop gathering together. So how do we do this then? Well, there's a couple scriptures that talk about the people that should not be forgotten about. And if your faith gathering is actually spending the majority of their income on outreach, the widows, the elderly, the orphans, and the poor, if they're actually doing something in those directions, like something substantial, then I would dare say that they're on the right path and they're actually doing the work with the right intentions. If they're not doing that, if their financials show, it would be really interesting to find out what their financials are. That's one way that you can find out what it is. Because they're all presenting as being the same thing. They're presenting as being caring about the important things. And yet we see that we live in a country right now where the government has been left to do much of the work that we were instructed to do. So, I did not know this was going to come up right now. So I have a dream of the 1% campaign, and this is where we challenge every single place of worship and every single business organization to give 1% to those things that I just listed off, the least of these, you know, and it would go into a foundation, and the foundation would partner with professional like reliable professionals who are already doing the work to support foster care systems, to support supporting the elderly, to support, you know, food banks, especially single families, solo family households, and to actually be doing the work, not just leaving it to the government to do that. So anyway, I didn't know that was going to come up, but there it is. And then the gist of this message too is that this is why we desire to align with the plumb line of the ultimate truth. Hold on real quick. Guard your ears, okay? Because when I'm talking about the truth, I'm talking the truth with the capital T. Okay, this is a good example. Have you ever watched true crime and watched somebody like Daryl Brooks or Sarah Boone, or there's a laundry list of people that we could use that get up there and they are just so off track. They are so out of touch with the plumb line of real truth, of justice, of morality, of balance, of righteousness, that it's like they are so far off and they are completely justified in their truth. So that this is where that idea of like, I'm just going to speak my truth, it's like, I don't want to speak my truth, because like I'm new here. I want to speak divine truth. I want to speak the ancient wisdom that produces the fruits of the Spirit, which are like nobility, balance, righteousness, peace, and not necessarily, and this is the catch. The catch is that Yeshua is like, yo, I didn't come to bring peace, because it's not going to be peaceful when we're going up against people like those guys that I just mentioned, who live in this false, greedy reality, and they're willing to take anybody out who's in their way. Like, that's not going to be peaceful to have to go up against that. But we're definitely not the perpetrators of dissension. We're not trying to be the perpetrators of dissension for the sake of selfish greed, but we will indeed do whatever it takes to stand on the foundational principles of truth and of morality and of nobility and of righteousness and of love, Yahweh. Okay, so let's see if there's anything that wants to come out. I feel like that's the message for today. And manifestation come to fruition. Oh, this one fell down. A wall of fire. So we just decree a wall of fire around every person under the sound of my voice. The wall of fire that protects, that transmutes, that purifies, and that cleans the lens of our vision so that we can see clearly, not only the way, like the path, but also where we can see who people are, see what organizations are, see what's really going on. And that is the brilliant, come like a flame of fire, a mighty rushing wind, our praise will rend the heavens, come fall afresh again. That's the thing about that refiner's fire. Refiner's fire, my heart's one desire is to be holy, set apart for you. You are so loved is that part. Is that card. You are so loved. Okay. I'm going to leave this here and check out the Journey Journal. It's a great topic organized journal. And check out the description box for other goodies. And be blessed, be well, be free.